Hey guys! So I'm a little behind schedule when it comes to Halloween videos this year, just a little, but I figured it's not too late yet, so I'll do a couple anyway. So first off, I'm just going to list off 3 books that I think work really well to read around Halloween and why. They're all books that I've talked about before here, but I haven't really discussed why they fit with Halloween specifically before. So first up we have The Graveyard Book. No shocks here, I've talked about this one before. I have a video where I talk in more detail about this one and I'll link it. So why does this book work specifically for Halloween? There's the obvious fact that this takes place in a graveyard and most of the characters are ghosts. We do also have a vampire and a couple of other things. I'll say no more regarding that. But there's quite a few different very, very Halloween heavy creatures in this story, and even the way that the villains get beaten is in a very Halloween-esque way. The main character also, because he grows up in a graveyard, he is very ghostly in the way he acts and behaves, and he can do certain things that humans shouldn't be able to do. He can fade and make himself not invisible but unnoticed, and different things like this. So he himself almost is a ghost himself. So in that way it works really well for Halloween. And I also think it fits really well if you are someone who has children or if you are someone who has fond memories of trick-or-treating, because this book, it has that feel to me of childhood adventure just in this slightly macabre setting. Okay, and next up we have Bunnicula. This is another one that I have of course discussed before, but it's a very, very cute book. The Graveyard Book feels almost whimsical, whereas something like this is more, it's interesting because it's kind of simultaneously spoofing classic horror movies. And when I say classic horror movies, I mean like old Dracula movies, that kind of thing. The style that it's told in is very kind of faux horror story-esque, and even things like, if you look at this picture, it kind of reminds me of like a Victorian Gothic novel. And it really fits well with his story because, like, Bunnicula, he is very, very creepy in how he acts. Like, when he's awake, he has like this creepy grin, and if you look at his fur, it looks like he's wearing a cape, and like he creeps you out until you realize what he's actually like. And the real, and that's not a spoiler, by the way, the real, in my opinion, comedy of this book, an interesting aspect of this book, is how the narrator, Harold the dog, looks at this rabbit and goes, like, he's a rabbit. Like, yeah, he's a little weird, but he's just a rabbit. But then you have the cat, Chester, who is a bit more wary of Bunnicula, and he is totally acting as if this rabbit is going to take over the world. And so that dynamic is really fun. And thirdly, this is one that I haven't talked about as much on here, though I have mentioned it before. Macbeth by William Shakespeare. This is probably the most Halloween-esque of all of Shakespeare's plays, I would say. It has the 3 witches, it has the prophecies, the whole idea of vengeance, the ghosts popping up everywhere. So in that way, I think this is a very, very Halloween-friendly book. Like, even some of the most famous quotes that are stereotypically associated with witches in literature are from this play, like, "By the pricking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes," or double toil and trouble. Those are both from this play. And the witches are so vital to the plot. They're not in that many scenes, but they are instrumental in what happens here. This one is definitely much darker than the other 2 books on this list, but I think it explores a different aspect that works quite well for Halloween. So I'll have another video out tomorrow. I realized that I haven't done a full review of Bunnicula yet, despite talking about it a lot, and I touched on it a little bit here, but I haven't really delved into everything yet. So that's going to be my tomorrow video. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. What do you guys like to read around Halloween? Or watch? I know there's a lot of movies that work really well with Halloween as well. Anyway, have a fantastic day and a wonderful Halloween. Thanks for watching. See you later.